Let's do it though. Last
Let's
week in
go.
sports. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Last Week in Sports with DJ Yaboi and Scotty Bugatti. I am DJ Yaboi. That is Scotty Bugatti right there. Right there. What
In
we
the
have here
building.
is we have a bit of a sports show that we're going to start doing here for you boys and girls, basically. So, what this is just a rundown from last week in sports. We're going to go down everything that we want to talk about and let everybody know how we feel about it. Basically, that simple. So I am DJ Boy. I am the host of the show. We have my man Scotty Bugatti, who's also the co-host of the show right here. A little bit about me. I am a former lacrosse player. I played a little bit of professional lacrosse. Played Greek for the Greek national team for 3 years. Massive, avid fan of all sports. And then we have Scotty here. Scotty.
Yes. So I am Scotty Bugatti. I'm daily live streamer. I love sports. I was the manager of the 2001 state championship basketball team. I've done sports management for about 8 years. And yeah, and I'm really excited about this show.
Awesome. So as we said before, the show is a rundown show specifically about what's going on last week in sports, and we've got massive news in the NBA coming out just recently. Kyrie Irving being traded to the Dallas Mavericks. I did not see this coming one bit. You could have told me at any time that this was going to happen, and I would have called you a crazy person. I can't believe it. So, what do you think, Scotty?
I mean, this whole Kyrie Irving saga drama thing, it keeps going on, right? And here we are now. He's a hated Boston Celtic. Now he's going to be a hated Brooklyn Net. And now he goes to Dallas with Luka Doncic. They had to give up a lot. I just don't know. I don't know if that's going to be enough, with the Milwaukee's and the Denvers out there of the world.
Now, what kind of impact do you think this has on the league going forward with like trades with like these? I mean, it seems like Kyrie's definitely the kind of person who like is getting whatever he wants. Whenever he wants to leave a team, he leaves a team and goes to another team. I mean, what kind of impact is this going to have on the NBA going forward, do you think?
I could tell you this. I don't know the impact. It's only got to impact the teams that he goes to because I feel how many games does Kyrie actually play? Correct. He sits out a lot of time. So I don't understand like why would anybody want to pick him up? Yes, he's a great ball player. Yes, he's Kyrie Irving. I get that. But at the same time, he has to be on the court. So, you know, I don't know.
It's a lot. They gave up a lot too. 3 picks, 2 players, Dorian Finney-Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie, and then 2029 first rounder and a 2027 and a 2029 second rounder. That is, I mean, you're basically letting your organization know that we're going all in. I mean, if you're Dallas right now, I mean, do you think that this could be like the key to Luca? Could this be the thing that gets Luca over the edge?
I mean, LeBron's got AD, right? I mean, what about, everyone's talking about Denver or everyone's talking about Dallas, I'm sorry. But what about the additions for Brooklyn? What do you think that could impact for Brooklyn? Because those two players alone are very, very good. I mean, they're very, very good, average players, and they give up all that just for one player. I mean, we know Luka Doncic doesn't really play well with Porzingis, so you know what I mean. I mean, I like the duo of those two alone, but you gotta have more than that, right? I mean, I'm just thinking.
Yeah. So I mean, I mean, if you pull the veil back, who else does Dallas have now besides? Because I know Dinwiddie was definitely a role player on that team. Um, what do you do now? What does it look like as a Dallas Mavericks fan? What do you think? If you're a Dallas Mavericks fan, you have to be excited, obviously. But I mean, do they have enough pieces in that puzzle to take it all the way?
I'm, I'm not a Dallas Maverick fan, and I'm happy that they got Kyrie Irving. Whatever. Okay. I've seen enough. I've just seen enough of the guy. The guy is just a bunch of drama. And, I'm just happy that he's finally got out of wherever, right? And I'm just tired of hearing about this Kyrie Irving thing. You look at where he left. He left Boston. Boston's very good. Okay. I'm just saying. Cleveland, he left Cleveland. How's Cleveland? They're doing very, very good. So, it's like you have to be on the court. He misses too much time for me, and it's too much of a commodity for me.
Sounds like you're saying the teams get better after he leaves.
Absolutely. I mean,
So what do they do?
absolutely.
They
He's
just keep
just,
him. They just keep Kyrie until the playoffs. Cut him at the playoffs, and then Dallas wins the championship. Okay, so then moving on from the Kyrie trade. That's
he's
enough
got one
about
of
that.
the,
We don't want to talk enough about Kyrie. But moving on to the
yes.
NBA. I mean, the West just looks so stacked. I mean, I'm gonna say it right now. I think a team from the West is more than likely gonna win the finals this year.
I agree. I agree. I actually, myself, I like Denver. Um, I'm a huge Joker fan. So,
Well, I'm a big Sacramento Kings fan, so unfortunately, we haven't had a good team since 2004. So this is odd territory for us. But I mean, granted, I'd love to see the Kings in the finals, but I know David Stern didn't want to see the Kings in the finals, and I have a feeling that the commissioner this year, whose name is slipping me right now off the top of my head, does not want the Kings in the finals either. But that being said,
well,
this West is a stacked group over the East. I mean, the East has got Boston, Milwaukee, still formidable. But I mean, when you look at Denver, Memphis, I mean, Sacramento's the third place team. I mean, the West is just unreal right now. And then you look at a team like the Pelicans. And then here's the other thing: all these teams are from third down, 2 games out. Or third down here is 10 games out. The West is just built a little bit different this year. And I think this is going to be one of those things where, I mean, granted, I would love to see the Kings because that city deserves a championship. But
yes.
at the same time, Denver deserves one. Memphis deserves one.
I think it's
I don't know. It's just something to look into. What are your thoughts?
I just Dallas is gonna make a run. I mean, they're good as long as Luca's good. Now they got Kyrie. Boston's gonna be Boston. We'll see what LA's been making a little, and I think they're playing some good ball right now.
I read. I don't
Well,
mean to cut you off, but I want to get your thoughts on this before we move over to the Super Bowl, so I can keep in this.
okay.
Is I read some things online about Russell Westbrook potentially being traded from the Lakers. You heard
Yes,
anything about this?
I, I saw that too.
And it was something along the lines of he would go to I can't remember what the team was. Do you remember?
Not at the top of like not off the top of my head, but
Now,
I
granted,
think it was like
I'm a big Russell
Zach
Westbrook fan.
Levine or something.
Yeah, so that was probably the Bulls then.
Yep. Yes. Yep. There you go.
So I'm a big Russell Westbrook fan on the fact that I like UCLA a lot. But I it's almost like every single year we hear something about Russell Westbrook not, being a part of the team or being like a team player or something like that. Or he's a locker room distraction. When is the NBA, when is teams just gonna be like, hey, we're done with you, okay? We're out of here. We don't want to deal with you anymore. Have fun in Europe.
I mean, you could say that, or on the flip side, you could say, I mean, he's giving you a double double coming off the bench, though, right?
It's very true.
I'm just saying
But
he's
has Russell Westbrook ever won a championship that was in a non-COVID season?
no, no, but I'm just saying as a player, he's not a starting person that you can say, hey, you know what I mean, for a starting piece. But someone coming off the bench, are you kidding me? Can you see him like on the Knicks, just coming off the bench, giving you
I think he'd be
minutes,
starting
giving
on
you
the Knicks.
buckets, assists? No, I don't think so.
Pretty sure
Jalen
Russell
Brunson.
Westbrook would be
Jalen
starting on the
Brunson.
Knicks.
I don't think so. You got Jalen Brunson. He's pretty good.
Let's see. New York Knicks, 7th place, one game out of the playoffs. You throw Russell Westbrook on that team, I think they're in the playoffs.
True.
And that's just one of those things where you have to, you might have a good player, but Westbrook is a great player.
Actually, Jalen Brunson came over from Dallas, and they were stupid to give him away.
But imagine if he went to the Bulls. Also, Bulls are only 4 games out of the playoffs. And imagine if that went in. That could be the one piece that they needed. He comes off when Levine goes off, he comes on. I mean, you're just swapping skins there.
Yeah,
Levine was going to go to the Lakers though. I messed that up. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
this is a live show, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what we have to do. This is what we're working on. All right. So before you pivot here, Scotty, do you have anything else you want to talk about in the NBA world, anything like that?
No, except I do want to point out that Kevin Herter from your Sacramento Kings is from where I live. Fun fact for you.
Oh, well, there you go. Fun little thing to wrap up the segment there. Knowing that one of my Sacktown's finest comes from one of his finest. There you go. All right. Now we're getting into the meat and potatoes of this show. This is what the people are probably waiting to hear, and all the business, all the kid and caboodle. We're talking about the bowl that is super. The bowls of superdom. I don't think I'm legally allowed to say the actual 2 words, so that's why I'm calling it the big game. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the Philadelphia Eagles going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. This has been, now, hold on. So to start things off here, I have been on the Eagles D, and I'm talking about the penis, all season long. Since week 2, I've been saying this team's probably going to win the Super Bowl. Okay? So I'm kind of set in stone with my thoughts here. But before we get into each of their seasons and how their seasons went, I want to hear how you feel about the upcoming Super Bowl. Just an overview, because we have a lot of things to go into about this before. So just a quick, broad span of what you think.
I think it's going to be one hell of a game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think the right teams are in it this year. They each deserved it. If you go back and look at their stats, I mean, they both have a great season. It's kind of fun this year watching the NFL.
It definitely has been fun. So, I mean, when you look at the Eagles this year, they went, what, did they go 14-0? Or 13-0?
No, they definitely lost. Oh, yes.
And so, I mean, just watching that team roll, it was. I would say that the Eagles, when I was watching them, were the most balanced team in the NFL. Everything. The offense was always connecting. The defense got the job done. I don't think it was the best defense in the NFL, but it definitely wasn't the worst. You know what I mean? So it was one of those situations where it was really down to just watching that team. you really had to like find like the small things, if you know what I mean. Like you had to really nitpick about the Eagles to like really find something about them. The Chiefs, though, on the other hand, I mean, there has been a lot of dysfunctionality in that locker room, but somehow that you hear, you just read about it. It could all be BS, behind the scenes. But somehow Andy Reid every year just throws that pen over and goes, "I'm going to get to the bottom of this," and then he takes them every year. It feels like Patrick Mahomes has never not been to at least an AFC championship since he's been in the NFL, which is just an unbelievable like stat. So I mean, this game is going to be whoever blinks first. I think is going to be because the Chiefs are just so high flying. They like to come out razzle dazzle and get it done. Where the Eagles are more of a hey, we're going to punch you right in the mouth, and we're going to wait for you to respond. So I want to get your thoughts on that.
So my thoughts on this game. I'll be quite frank with you. I know I froze there for a minute. So on this game, I'm going with Kansas City. I like Kansas City. The experience, Philadelphia not getting the job done in the second half all year long.
Well, you don't need to get it done.
I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think Kelsey's going to dominate. I think Jalen Hurts is going to do his thing. And I think this thing is going to go back and forth all day long.
I think I don't know about
so
that. I don't know if I agree with that.
At times.
That's a hot take. That is a very hot take right there.
This is actually going to be a fun game for stat people because I think everybody's going to get involved in this game.
I think it's really going to come down to the run game. Whoever can establish the run game first in this game is going to be the one who really does control the entire game. I mean, Kenneth Gainwell and Mike Sanders on Eagles are just two absolute dogs in the backfield. I mean, you give them the ball and they're like, all right, where are we going? Sounds good. See you there. Not a problem. And they're gone. It's 3 yards in a cloud of dust with those guys sometimes. You saw, I mean, they single-handedly dismantled the 49ers defense with that run game. And that run game was unbelievably impressive. So,
I agree.
And that's gonna really take a toll on this Eagles team. I mean, on this Chiefs team, who I'm trying to find their.
I do have a little TNA for you.
What was that?
I do have a couple TNA here for you. For your Eagles backers, just saying, Kansas City has won the last 3 games versus the Eagles. Just saying. Favorites in the Super Bowl. This is going to be good for you, Eagles backers. Favorites.
Say it again. You broke up again. Say it again.
Favorites in the Super Bowl are 36-19. Fun fact for you. But on the flip side, the NFC hasn't been good in the Super Bowl. And I don't have that stat, but I know that for a fact.
Okay. We're going to do some quick time analytics here. We're going to figure out the NFC versus the AFC in the Super Bowl. All right. AFC is 27. The NFC has 24.
The what?
I said the 27 championships for the AFC, 24 championships for the NFC.
Right.
Most recent, the most titles being the New England Patriots, obviously.
Right.
But the most recent was Kansas City for
Yep.
AFC, and most recent was Philadelphia for the NFC. So don't tell me this team doesn't know what it's like to get to the promised land when they were just there with Big Dick Nick Foles. Okay, so that being said, Kansas City is 3-0 against the last 3 games. Kansas City's beat Philadelphia. So what I hear there is Philly's due. That's what I'm hearing. They're due.
Since 2018, that was the last meeting with the two.
So they're definitely due. Okay. The favorites are 36-19. I like that. And that NFC AFC championship thing is three titles. Not a big, it's nothing bigger.
I just think that the Super Bowl goes through Kansas City because you have to beat the champs, right? I mean, how many times has Kansas City been there? They have the experience. They have Andy Reid. They have Patrick Mahomes. And who's stopping Travis? Who's stopping Kelsey? Because that man is targeted
Reddick.
the most.
Reddick is going to stop Kelsey. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be Reddick. That's the only thing I could really think there. But you have a lot. I mean, it's a good point. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what. No, I didn't mean to say what Kansas City has as their weapons in the postseason right now, and then we'll go into what Philly has and their weapons for the season. Kansas City. Here we go. So obviously Patrick Mahomes, absolute weapon.
Stud.
We don't need to, get too much into that. Let's see. He's thrown for 521 yards this postseason. Let's see his stats here. He's 51 for 73, 69 completions, 4 touchdowns. He's got a 108. Got a 108 rating, 108.3 rating right now, and that was playing a game with a bum ankle. So, I mean, he's an absolute weapon that you have to watch out for. The running game basically goes through Isaiah Pacheco. I mean, Jerick McKinnon gets in there a little bit, but I mean, Pacheco has got through the postseason now, going into the Super Bowl, 22 attempts for 121 yards, averaging 5 yards a carry with a 39 long, but no touchdowns, which is interesting.
Yeah. That's Kelsey area. That's why.
And now let's get into old Mr. Kelsey. He is the top receiver right now. He's got 176 yards, 21 receptions on 25 targets, averaging about 8 yards a carry with 3 touchdowns. That's
arguably the best tight end in the NFL. Period.
Could be. Definitely. And then on the outside, they got Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who's putting in work. He's got
Juju
postseason, 7 receptions on 10 targets for 122 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging 17.4 yards. And then after that, I mean, Juju hasn't really done anything. Kadarius Toney has done anything. Pacheco's done a little bit. So, I mean, they've got a little bit there. If we go to their defense, though, I mean, the defense is nothing too impressive.
Right.
I don't really see anything that makes me go, oh, shoot, watch out for that.
Right. And that's what scares me in this game. And I said that earlier, is I said their defense is a little sus, right? So, Philadelphia, hands down, one of the prolific offenses in the National Football League. And how are you going to stop that? But I do think that if they score, I just feel like Kansas City's offense can match. That's what I'm hoping.
That the high-powered effect of the offense is going to have more than like more of an effect than their defense.
Exactly. And
Okay, so now let's look into old Jalen Hurts here. So he's see, like I said, he hasn't had to put as much work in. What did he say? Mahomes had over 500 yards passing in 2 games.
yep,
In 2 games, Jalen Hurts has thrown for 275 yards. He's 31 out of 49, 275. He's averaging about 5.6 yards to throw, 2 tutties.
that's also
A
because they
rating of
slow it down in the
91.8.
second half.
But this is where the numbers get interesting in the rushing. Kenneth Gainwell has gone off in 2 games. He's got 2 games with 26 attempts, a buck 60, averaging 6.2 yards, and he's got a tutty. Okay. And then there's Mike Sanders. 2 games, 28 attempts, 132 yards, averaging 4.7 with 2 tutties. And then Boston Scott is he's got 12 carries for 53, averaging 4.4, also 2 tutties. They had 7 touchdowns combined between, and then Jalen Hurts rushed 2 tutties. He's got 20. Jalen Hurts has 20 attempts for 73 yards, averaging 3.7 with 2. That's a lot. That's just a rushing machine.
What's Kansas actually? Just speaking on it, what is Kansas City defensive efficiency against the run? Because you might just had hit something on an angle to look for in this game.
They're ranked 22nd in defensive efficiency
against the run.
No, that's just against. That's
just
overall.
Okay.
I gotta look.
Because all you prop betters, DraftKings, they have those prop bets, which we will get into later. But if this is true and Kansas City is ranked, pretty high against the rush, I would dabble into, Philadelphia Russian prop bets for this game.
Yeah, they're not very good. They are ranked 20th. No, they're 28th in the run.
That's almost dead last in the league.
Guess who's at last? I don't know about just overall last. Vegas, baby.
So that's a great point, though.
You got to be worried about KC
Nailed it.
Just getting punched in the mouth.
Like I said earlier,
Philly's done already all season.
They've done it all year. They love definitely the second quarter has been their quarter. I mean, if you just basically flat bet Philadelphia second quarter, that's it, dude. You're up so much money. I mean, they actually they lay it on teams. But like I was saying, you bring up a great point and a great angle that you can definitely attack.
There.
With the Philadelphia prop bets, you can definitely use Philadelphia. You can definitely. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I would target Philadelphia rushing game against Kansas City's defense for prop bets.
Okay. But I mean, we got to look at the defense here for that Philly defense is real.
Meaning Miles Sanders over his rushing yards. That's what I mean.
I think you take the over. We're not there yet. Stop saying that. We're not at betting yet. We're not at that point in the rundown. But see, look at this defense, dude. Oh, that's what I want to see. How many total tackles was the difference between this team in Kansas City. That was one of the things I wanted to see. I want to run down their defensive um, stats because I think the defense. It's really going to come down to the defense in this game because both teams can score. We've seen that time and time again. We've seen both teams can score, no problem. But well, who's going to get punched in the mouth is what I want to know. Okay, so here we go. Total tackles in the postseason. Kansas City has more total tackles by 3 than Philadelphia. Now, I don't know what that means, but I want to know what about sacks though? 8 sacks to 7 sacks. So the Philly's a little more efficient in the sacks.
Mm-hmm.
And tackles for losses. See, they got 9 tackles for losses to 9 tackles for losses. Ooh, I mean, the defenses look pretty decently matched here. So I don't know. I think, like I said before, this is going to come down to a who blinks first type situation.
I agree.
And I think that's just how you. I mean, you can almost say that about every Super Bowl. But I mean, both of these teams. This is the 2 best teams at the beginning of the season, finishing the season at the 2 best teams at the end of the season, and that's exactly what you want in a Super Bowl.
I agree.
You want to be able
I
to
agree.
see 2 teams run down, run a season that put a season together that's impressive to the point where you're like, all right, there you go. Okay, moving on to the next thing now. So let's hit our actual predictions before we hit our bets. So so how do you feel? Let's get your prediction.
Mm. Um. I Man, it's tough. I mean, I want to lean Kansas City, but I mean, man, Philadelphia offense, defense, it's there. Um, I'm just hmm. I'm I might revert back to you and piggyback off what you said, what you've been saying. Um, I don't know. I just might go with the Eagles.
You're going with the Eagles, huh?
I might. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I am scared of Patty Mahomes in the Super Bowl, Travis Kelsey in the Super Bowl, Andy Reid in the Super Bowl.
Dogs.
Those are all dogs and all profitable angles. Like really. Um, but I don't know. The Eagles are just playing like really good football. They have been all year long. My thing with the Eagles is what are they going to look like in the second half? And that's always been my question with them. So
That's
but
you bring up a
I do like
very,
the
very good point.
right. Like what are they going to look like in the second half? Because Kansas City can come down and put up points. I can tell you that. And like I said, I love this game to score a ton of points. I do.
You bring up a good point with the second half thing because the Chiefs are on a team that even if, let's say, the Eagles go up 21-7 at the half, let's say they're up 21-7, you can't sleep on a Kansas City team that's going to obviously go into the locker room, make adjustments, come out, and have a completely different game plan. And then they could get potentially throttled in the second half if we see the same old Eagles do the same old thing. You can't.
Right.
But that's what they would do is they would go out, they'd punch the other team in the mouth in the first half. All right, we're up by 22, we're feeling good, and then they would just kind of sit on their heels the rest of the game, play defense, and just try to run the clock out. You're not going to be able to do that with Kansas City. That's a massive, massive mountain that they're going to have to figure out. Coach Sirianni and his group are going to have to get together in that locker room. Be like, all right, gotta be that. We need that dog in us. So, that being said, I've thought about this a lot. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to be low scoring. I've got the Eagles
Really?
winning 24-17.
Interesting.
I was going to say 31-28, but I think 24-17 just sounds a lot better. I mean, for some reason, I think it's not going to be as high scoring as people think. I think these defenses are going to come out and play, and it's just whoever blinks first.
Oh, 2 weeks off, right?
We're going to see a lot of punts, I think. I don't think you're going to see a lot of full field drives. It's going to be short drives. You know, it's going to be a lot of strategy involved with like ball position, you know, setting them back in their own, you know, put them back in their own territory, make sure that you're not able to, you know, have any big type of plays get sprung on you. It's just going to be I think it's going to be a very methodical chess match type game.
I gotcha.
So, yep, I got, all right, 24-17 is what I'm taking for the Eagles. Do you want a score prediction or are you just going Eagles?
I don't even know if I could say Eagles. Like, that doesn't even sit well with me. If you say it's going to be low scoring, oh my God, this game is so tough, y'all. Like, as a sports handicapper, this game is like so hard. It's like predicting like the Kentucky Derby. Jeez. I'm going to stick with my gut. I'm going to go with Kansas City. I am.
You going KC?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with my gut.
You got a score?
I think they win by like a field goal.
So like what, 31-28?
Something like that. And I think it goes over.
You think more than that? What do you think? Like what? Like 35?
No,
38, 35?
I'm
locking you in for a score, one way or the other.
okay. No, that's fine. I just think that they pull it out with a field goal, Buckner field goal at the end. And
I'm going to say 38-35, Kansas City for you.
Okay. I like that.
All right. Now we get into Scotty's favorite part of the show. He's been waiting the whole show for this. We've been teasing it. He's been trying to get it out, and I told him, no, you can't. You got to save it till the end because I said so. I don't think I said that, but it was something along those lines. But here we go. Scotty, take over. It's time for Scotty's betting corner.
All right, y'all. So Super Bowl, I got a couple prop bets, you know, nothing to drop the bank on. It's just something to have a little action in the Super Bowl. So prop bets are always fun. You can bet what the coin toss is going to be. You can bet who's going to score last, things like that. Like what player is going to score the first touchdown of the game, or you know, stuff like that. So there's so many prop bets. There is a few that I do like at some question mark.
Say the last 5 seconds again.
Opening kickoff to be a touchback. I'm going to say no. No, it's not going to be a touchback. First half, Miles Sanders rushing yards. I like him over 28.
Hold on. I want to participate with these two. So Miles Sanders,
okay,
over under 28 yards in the first half.
Yep.
28. Oh, give me the over all day.
It froze.
I froze?
No. Can you say it again?
Oh, I said, give me the over all day on Miles Sanders over 28 yards.
Yes, I agree. I do like this one.
That's good. Go
I
through
really
them all.
do like.
Have them all up. I mean, we still
Yep,
got plenty of time in the show. We got 20 minutes.
Okay. I have it
Let's
right
go through 'em.
here. I do like the first drive field goal made. I'm gonna say yes. I think the first drive of the game, I think whoever has the ball is gonna come down, you're gonna settle for a field goal. And that is at plus
Um, hold
475.
on, hold on.
So that's
I'm
not bad.
I gotta make my picks on these.
I was finishing
Oh, go ahead.
at plus 475. I don't think that's not such a bad bet for like $10.
No way. No way. There's a field goal on the first drive. I call bull. I'm taking the no field goal. There's no way that the field goal is happening on the first drive.
Okay. Um, I also like McKinnon receiving yards over 22 and a half.
McKinnon receiving yards 22 and a half. No, man.
These are small.
22 and a half.
These are small. Small little wagers, folks. Small.
We're just having get it. Oh, uh, I don't think so. I don't think McKinnon's gonna have 22 receiving yards. I don't think so. I'm going no.
Okay. Okay. All right. Um,
We gotta make it spicy for next week too. So everybody can be like, "Oh, you fucked up on this bet, bitch."
that's all right. That's all right.
Oops,
I've been pretty profitable, but it's okay. I would look at. I don't have it in front of me. This is just. I know. I know DraftKings. I know what's up there. Um, Patrick Mahomes to throw a touchdown. I would say yes. Jalen
anytime
Hurt.
touchdown.
No, just a passing touchdown. It has to be a pass.
In the first half,
Whole game.
one touchdown.
One touchdown. That's all you need.
Oh yes, you take that all day.
Yes. Yep. Jalen Hurts. I would take him anytime touchdown. Travis Kelce.
What'd you say about Kelsey?
Anytime touchdown. Him and Jalen Hurts. That's who I like for anytime touchdown.
Why don't you parlay?
That's what I was getting
touchdown.
into.
All right, sorry.
Yeah. So, like he said, if you want to parlay, if you want to just do, you got to have some kind of action for the Super Bowl. So, what you do is I don't know about other sites like Caesars or Rivers Casino, but DraftKings, you can do a same game parlay and you can throw in Patrick Mahomes to throw one touchdown. You can put in any little bet that you like. Travis Kelce anytime touchdown. You can put Jalen Hurts to score anytime touchdown. You could put Patrick Mahomes to throw over, certain amount of yards, or he can score pass two or more touchdowns. That's higher odds. So you can really, mix and match. You can play the coin toss. You can play anything, all in one parlay ticket. So,
All right, what do you have on the coin toss?
guy on the internet put $10,000 on the coin toss for this year's Super Bowl to be tails. So I'm gonna ride with him.
I'm going heads all day.
Of course you are.
We got to make it interesting. All right, do we know what the over/under is on the national anthem?
I did not see that. There was something I wasn't really
I'll put it
looking
at
for,
3 minutes.
but
I'll put it at 3 minutes. We'll make our
I'll
own.
put it over.
Over/under 3 minutes national anthem. I got the over all day.
Who's singing the national anthem?
Is it Riri?
It depends on who's singing the national anthem.
No, she's doing halftime.
Yeah, halftime.
Oh, that's the other. What is Rihanna going to open with?
What song is Rihanna gonna open with? It, everybody in the chat.
I'm going flashing, or was it not flashing lights? That's called all of the lights.
I kind of like that actually. I don't know why. But anyways, to close out this Scotty corner betting corner, my lock of this game. I'm dropping the bag. I'm dropping the hammer. I love the over. I'm sorry. I just love the over.
He's taking the over. He's taking the over with this
lock of the season.
The over? What's the over under set at?
It's 50. It's 50 and a half. I'm sorry. I can see. Listen, no, it's going over. Two high offenses. Look at it. These offenses are taking over.
Disturbia. I was thinking maybe
lock
the replay.
Lock of. Come on, 50 and a half. Really?
I just told you the final score is going to be 24-17. That doesn't make 50.
We'll see about that. I'm sure we'll be here and y'all are going to roast me Monday. I'm putting a hundy on the over. I might even go two.
I'm taking the under all day. Telling it.
Jen, but the Eagles winning. Okay. Eagles in the over.
Eagles and the under.
To each their own.
Well, that being said, and then what's the spread? 1.5.
It's 1.5. Some places, other books have it at Eagles 2.5. So you're definitely getting money coming in on the Eagles. As of today, as of Monday. I don't think it's going to go either way in the coming days.
What's Match or Smack doing? That's what I want to know.
If you like the Eagles, I would bet it now. If you like Kansas City, I would wait. See if that number comes down a little bit. I don't know.
Or you hedge your bets and bet on both.
There you go.
All right, so you've got tails. I've got heads. I've got the under. You've got the over.
Okay.
I predicted all of the lights will be Riri's first song. And then you wrote down the other ones, right? What were the other ones that we did?
Yes, I have them all.
Write it down so the people can know.
First half, Miles Sanders rushing yards over 28. First drive, field goal made. I'm going to say yes. McKinnon receiving yards over 22 and a half.
Wait, what did I say for that now?
You said under.
Under, okay. McKinnon under. Got it.
And I didn't say this before. This is it's the Super Bowl. You just play little things, right? So I don't know. I kind of like the exact score of first quarter 10. Meaning total points, like 10.
7-3.
Something like that.
That's an interesting one. I could see that. I could see 7.
Or
so the cumulative score at
10,
the end
10.
of the first quarter being 10. Is that what you were saying? Oh.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, the score to be 10-10 at the end of the first quarter. Just for
10-10?
something, silly.
Or total of 10.
Score 10-10.
Oh. I don't know about that. I think it'd be like 7-3.
I think it's like plus. It's just kind of a big number. So it's like, hey, why not? Throw a couple bucks.
Throw $10 down, it wins 60. Who cares?
Yeah. I mean, I won yesterday. feeling pretty good about Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. Before we wrap this up, talk about your hits yesterday. Before we wrap everything up here.
All right, so I had back to back winning days in the NBA and college basketball. I can't remember the teams right now, but I'll start writing down those things. But I did do a 4 pick parlay for basketball yesterday, and I hit for like $56, so it's not bad. A little something, something.
You got anything for? We got any basketball games tonight? Here, let's not. First of all, that was Scotty's betting corner, but we're gonna keep the betting corner going just a little bit more with a little NBA.
Let me. I can give out picks.
Oh, you got a
I'll
couple.
put
You got
it.
a couple tips.
I won't have a couple tips until later. So yeah.
Guys, if you want to see, make sure if you want to see Scotty's tips, just click on his profile. He's gonna have a part of his profile section dedicated to his tips. So you'll be able to find those there when he's got them because we only do this show on Mondays, but obviously there are still sports that happen all the other days of the week.
That's gonna be daily. Daily.
And then we might do a Friday pick'em show as well. We're thinking about doing that as well. All right, so here we go. We're gonna run down today's games in the NBA, and I'm just gonna just nothing. Just I want it straight up. I want to hear what you think on each one of these games. All right, first game, ready? We got Boston versus Detroit. Boston.
Spread.
Oh shit. Let me find it. Hold on.
It's got to be over 10.
Spread is 11.5.
These are not official picks until I release later, but
All right, we'll
I
only
would
do three. We'll
lean.
do three. We'll do three. So you don't have to give out all your bets for tonight. All right, so that one. Who do you got? Boston, Detroit. 11.5.
I'd say
He's worried
Boston.
about the spread. He's worried about that 11.5
Yeah.
point spread.
Right, because Detroit's been playing competitive, so they hang around the number. It's the number for me. I mean, Boston should definitely win the game. Just 11.5. I don't know. That might be a little too high. I don't know what it opened. I don't have stuff in front of me. So
Yeah, I caught you here. I caught you here. All right, we'll move on to the next one. My squad, Sacramento Kings, taking on the Houston Rockets. 5.5 points.
oh god, two teams that are playing pretty good. Houston might suck, but they're balling.
Houston is
I
13
mean,
and 40.
they're balling though against the spread. I'm saying, Jesus.
You got Sacktown right there. We gonna light the beam.
I would go. I'd take Sacramento. Take care of business.
Light the
Are
beam.
they at home?
Let's go.
Are they at
Let's
home?
light the beam. And for those who are familiar about what light the beam is, when Sacramento wins a home game, they smash a giant button that sends a big beam straight into the sky. It's called light the beam. All right, last one. This one's gonna be. I think this one's interesting, and I don't want to. But you know what? No, we'll switch it to this one because I want. I'll leave you that one for tonight. You can put your picks. We're gonna go Oklahoma City versus Kansas. Oklahoma City versus Golden State. We've got the Thunder.
Who's
plus
playing?
3.5. Golden State minus 3.5.
Also, I know it's just you in here, Ginger, but also for the record, when you're playing NBA, and NBA is very tricky. It's very different from the NFL betting. Um, Players are always sitting left and right, and if you are thinking about placing wagers in the NBA, please wait before you go and make a bet to see who's playing. Because a lot of times it'll be like right up to the game time where someone will say, "Hey, they're not playing back spasms," or something small, stupid, right? So always make sure to know who's playing, who's sitting out, things of that nature. Just saying. I like Spurs if they're fully equipped. Or Spurs, I'm sorry, Golden State. I like Golden State if they're fully
You know what? That was
rostered
a
tonight.
really good. Before you finish that, that was a really good, like, the more you know, like, type situation right there, man. You know, that was one of those things where you had to be like, that was really nice.
We'll also maybe incorporate something where I'll discuss like tips and tricks when you are looking to bet games and what to look for, betting the numbers, things in that nature.
Maybe we'll start a Patreon for that, where you guys can subscribe monthly to the Patreon and get Scotty's bets.
Right.
But all right, well,
Oh,
those are my three bets that I had for you that I wanted to see. You know, those are my rapid fire shotgun round bets for you, right in front of you. So, other than that, um, that brings us to the end of the show. We did it, Scotty. We did it.
all right, brother.
We put in the full
I'm
hour of work that we needed to do. We got down the entire rundown. We put in the work today, and I think you know what we've made. I've got some notes here. I've got some things that need to be taken care of on my end. But all in all, man, I think that was a really good show. And thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this Last Week in Sports. We are Last
Thank
Week in
you.
Sports with DJ Yaboi and Scotty Bugatti. We do this every Monday, noon, 9 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Western, noon Eastern. We do it every Monday, and we're thinking about doing a Friday sports bet show. We're still in the talks of that, still in the process of ironing out all the details there, but it's looking like might have a little sports book show. I think Scott will be hosting that show, and I'll be in the box for that show. That'll be his show because he knows way more about betting than I do. But just a big thank you to everybody who was here, everybody who was involved, everybody who chimed in during the chat. I'm sorry that I didn't reply to the chat as much, because we are trying to make this an actual show. I think everything went really, really, really well. And Scotty, your thoughts?
I I actually like love it. Like this is my passion. This is why I kind of came back on stream. I know I disappeared for a little bit with family issues and things like that of nature, but I really want to, you know, I love sports, and you're a good friend of mine, and you're awesome at what you do. Shout out to you. And this is my happy place here. I love discussing sports. I love the whole, the sports betting. I'm very knowledgeable with sports and things like that. So I actually like, I love this, and I hope we can grow. I hope we can add some things and mess around with a couple things. And I really have a good feeling about this. To be honest with
I do as well. I think that we're definitely starting something good. I think we're definitely going in the right direction with this show. I mean, obviously it was the first one, so the first one compared to our thousandth one's probably going to look a little bit different. But you know what? We put our foot in the ground and we took our first step forward, and we just got to keep on doing it. And you know what? Other than that, I think we're going to nail it. I mean, these rundowns are going to be. I'm going to work on my comprehension with my rundown so that we have more in-depth stuff to talk about. I'll probably have more stats and facts on here as opposed to looking them up. And then, I think also before we go, I think I was thinking about doing it's like a Super Bowl watch party if I don't have my friends coming over, even if I do, still thinking about doing it.
you.
So
Me too, Jen.
I'll keep you posted on that.
Yes, I'm down for the Super Bowl watch party.
So yeah, so we can sit there and go like, I told you.
Shout out to all the gifters. We see Boss Bro in the building. We see Jen's been here the whole time.
Absolutely. Big shout out to
Coco,
everybody who's
Barbie.
been here, everybody who's joining in. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend about the show.
CC Cross, I see you. This is running. Okay.
But yeah,
I think that's it. But yeah.
Anything else you got to say, my guy?
No, I do. I just see a future with this show, and if it doesn't work on here, there's always a podcast waiting off app, right? And YouTube, here we come, right? I mean, let's do it. We got to get some,
Right,
exactly. I got to get some things, but I like this. I do.
Hey, it's the first step in the right direction. And
That's
OnlyFans,
right.
Yeah, nice. That's our next step. OnlyFans. Anywho, I'm gonna press this play button to wrap up the show and press the recording. Stay in the box though, because after I end the recording, we'll keep on going. But boys and girls, This has been Last Week in Sports.